In this video, I'm challenging Kevin Hill to a pet portrait, and he's challenging me to one of his advanced landscapes. Two artists, two unique styles. Who will handle the challenge better? Let's find out. Hi, Kevin.
Hey, Marion.
How are you doing?
Good. Looking forward to this challenge.
I know we've been summoned by our mutual students. That will be Hope, Fred, and Mickey. We're completely blaming you for this, guys. But
Yeah.
they've
If it doesn't work,
challenged
it's their fault.
Absolutely, definitely. We're not being responsible for any of this. So we've been challenged to do one of your paintings and one of your classes, and I'm challenging you to do one of mine. So, are you ready for this?
Let's do it. I'm excited. I think it's going to be a challenge, but we can work with it.
Okay, Kevin, I'm going to challenge you to a pet portrait. How do you feel about that?
Completely awful. I don't paint pets, Marion. I don't paint pets or animals.
Well, it'll be interesting to see. I don't think I've ever seen you paint one
All
on
right.
your YouTube
I am
channel.
challenging you to do a landscape painting. I want to see if you can. Let's see how hard it is for you to loosen up. Let's see if you can be as loose and crazy as I paint.
Well, I also know you paint pretty large, and I definitely paint way smaller than you. So I'm going to brave it and go a little bit larger than I normally do as well. So I'm ready for the challenge, Kevin. I'm looking forward to it. So I shall
That'll be
see
fun. I
you.
think we're both going to learn something and struggle.
Absolutely, definitely. Well, we're forever students as artists, aren't we?
That's true. That's true. Can't ever learn too much.
No, absolutely not. Okay, so I shall see you in a couple of weeks, and we'll see what you get up to.
All right.
Looking forward to it. So I'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Very good.
Bye-bye.
Check in soon.
Okay, so I'm all ready to begin this Kevin Hill project. I've actually watched the video all the way through last night, so I've got a good idea where I'm going with it. But of course, Kevin works quite quickly compared to me, so it'll be really interesting to see how long this project actually takes. The full-length video is 3 hours long, so I am expecting it to take a little bit longer for me. But we'll see. We'll see how it all goes. I'm super excited for this project.
Hi, I'm Kevin Hill. Today we're going to do something different. We're going to be doing a really in-depth painting.
Okay, so that's my sketch completed. Again, using the black and white oil paint that Kevin has suggested. Certainly much looser than what I'm used to. One thing I wanted to practice this year was to loosen up my brush marks and my brush strokes. So I really do hope this particular project will do that for me. I'm working on a 16 by 20 inch canvas board here. Again, it's probably a little bit bigger than what I usually work on, but not too crazy. I have got bigger boards, but I weren't brave enough to go any larger than this. So got my nice loose sketch, and I'm ready to begin the actual oil painting process. Now I've put this on a time lapse, but I do slow the footage down for you a little bit later on in the video. But I thought it'd be quite nice for you to see the whole progression of this entire sky area. So that's my sky and background done, the background meadow, I have thoroughly enjoyed myself up to this point. It's been several hours. Kevin talks all the way through the video. It's been quite nice. I watch him for a little bit and then pause him and kind of keep up with him at that point. I'm really pleased with how it looks. I feel like I've got a lot of the colours that he suggests in this one as well, and I've got this lovely glow. And of course, using these shop towels really does help with this particular technique as well. So I'm going to take a little break now. A bit like I said, I've been painting a couple of hours, which I've put on a time lapse for you guys. But I'm going to take a little break and then come back and continue with this main tree. I'm feeling slightly daunted by the main tree now, so hopefully I won't go and put something really heavy and ugly right across my very pretty sky. So I'm back after a break, and as you can see, I'm sort of watching Kevin and then I'll pause him and do a little bit. And his instructions are absolutely spot on. It's been really, really enjoyable sort of following along with this. Now I'm braving with this tree, and we're starting with some lighter tones to begin with. And it's almost getting that lovely backlit effect with these lighter tones and then moving on to some of our darker values. I must admit at this point I was pretty nervous about putting this larger tree in here, but once I'd kind of got to this point, I started to feel a whole lot better about the process. So now we're working in the foreground areas and we're scrubbing in that dark value right at the foreground. What's really interesting about Kevin's technique is how many colours he's actually putting in. Even in these darker areas, he's scrubbing in sort of lovely dark undercolours. There's reds and all sorts of colours going in here, which will all echo through in that final painting. And here you can see the wonderful shop towel technique where you just remove a little bit of that excess paint, leaving a little stain on the canvas. And that really does help with the whole layering process. So I'm still continuing with all of that blocking in and again adding all those really, really exciting colours. And you can see the video of Kevin playing in that background. So now I'm working on this little pond area, and oh boy, did I get into trouble here. I realise now as I'm sort of watching back this video that I'm putting on far too much paint. I haven't gone dark enough with the underlayers, and I'm definitely adding too much paint here. Again, Kevin does sort of warn about this, and you can see to try and rectify it, I'm actually going lighter and lighter, and I should know better. It's always a mistake if you keep adding more and more paint on to correct. 9 times out of 10, what you actually need to do is just do a little bit of removing so that you can get the darks in there. So you can see here, I'm going back now to try and rectify some of that by adding a little bit of my darks back in there. And here you can see me trying to fix that by using the shop towels and removing some of that lighter paint, that heavy, thicker paint, although I do keep re-adding even more light. So I really did find this a struggle. I was spending quite a lot of time on this area. I'd paused the video long after Kevin had finished this segment, and I was fiddling with it for ages. And again, here you can see me removing even more paint as I'm trying to get some depth within this section here. I really did struggle a lot with this area. Okay, so my canvas is completely covered. I've done all of the blocking in. I'm only about halfway through the video, so there's still quite a lot to do. Now, I have really struggled with this section here. I'm not happy with it at all. So I'm going to use Kevin's tip and put the shop towels on there, try and soak up some of that excessive paint. I've definitely got the paint a bit too heavy and I'm really struggling laying things and getting some dark colours in there. So again, I'm going to take a little break now, let the shop towels do the job, and hopefully be able to come back and rescue it. So I'm back after a short break. I've let the shop towels sit and soak onto the area, so I'm now able to add a few more darks in there. I'm still not totally satisfied, and I think you could see from my end of my last segment that I was a little bit tired at that point and finding it slightly frustrating. But here I am back again, adding on my darks and trying to add some lights on there to try and create this little muddy area around these little ponds. At this point, I'm rather relieved that Kevin introduces a little bit of grasses around here, and I do admit to probably adding more grasses than he definitely did in his particular painting, partly because, again, I am still not completely satisfied with this whole segment. Here I am now working on that main tree, and again just using those shop towels to remove a little bit of that excess paint. Such a great tip to do that when you're working in this technique. Just removing a little of that excess paint does help the layers. You'll be able to build those layers up. Now I'm quite enjoying myself at this point, really enjoying how this tree has come together, using these smaller brush marks that Kevin suggests. So at this point, having that slightly duller undercolour and then putting some brighter colours on top really does make that, that main tree look really attractive. Now on to the grasses. To say this section is quite repetitive is no understatement. We spend absolutely ages layering up these grasses. And again, I'm going to cut some of this out for you guys because even Kevin adds music on his video at this point because the repetitiveness of adding these grasses, but it really is part of this painting. But yeah, maybe a little tedious at times adding those grasses, but it's, again, like I said, it's part of that painting, and really it is worth that extra time. The instructions here in how to load up your brush are absolutely perfect. Now on to that main tree, and at this point I absolutely love my tree and I'm quite excited about putting all these twigs and branches on there. So as I begin to layer in the colours for the fence, once again I'm battling with the amount of paint I've got on there. So I try initially with a Q-tip and that's far too small. So here I'm back with that magic shop towel, just erasing back some of that paint so that I'm able to go ahead and get some of my darker values in there. And as you can see, by just removing that excess paint, I am actually able to get some really nice darks. So at this point, we're really starting to be on the fun stuff, and I absolutely love adding flowers. In fact, most of the landscapes I ever do, I've got some kind of flowers in them. So again, this is one of the reasons I was so attracted to this particular painting. So again, I'm now building up these layers and watching Kevin do his versions. Here he's advising me now to start with a duller colour and then go back with something a little bit brighter. So you can see how I've just paused the video while I catch up with him with some of my lighter tones. So we're back on this foreground area, and I'm feeling a little bit happier about the whole thing at this point. And of course, because it's been several hours, that area's tacked up a little bit, that I'm able to get a few more highlights on there. So here I'm coming a little bit away from the video. Kevin's adding his highlights to his fence post using paint and a liner brush. I decide that I'm going to go with a wipeout tool to begin with, because I'm battling quite a lot of this heavy paint. Removing some of that excess paint is really working for me. And I also go ahead and use the wipeout tool over on my main tree, which I absolutely love. So by the time it comes to adding in this foreground tree that's sort of hanging over the whole scene, I am completely brave at this point, and I go right on ahead, adding in some of my darker values, only to realise Kevin actually does start more or less with some of those lights, and I have to go back and sort of correct that by going back in with my lighter values so that I can get some of that sort of backlit effect that he's achieved in his painting. Finishing the painting now with a few little twigs using that liner brush. And then using that wipeout tool to sign my painting. And at this point, I am very, very happy. So that is it. I am absolutely delighted, even though I really did struggle with this section here. When everything's come together, it all works and it looks great. Absolutely love the colours. It has taken me all day. I'm sure you can see from the window outside, everything's gone very dark, and I know it's way past tea time because Gary's already been in wondering when I'm going to be finishing. But I was determined to get it done today. I really wanted to finish this in one day, but I would have reckon it's taken me 6 or 7 hours to get this done. So Kevin doing that in 3 hours is absolutely incredible. I have really, really enjoyed this project. So thank you very much, Kevin, for a really, really enjoyable project.
Hey, Kevin, how did you get along with that pet portrait?
All right, that was intense. That was crazy, and I think it took me 4 days.
Really? Is that for real?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
it's time for the big reveal. Let's have a look at how you've got along with it.
All right.
Oh my goodness, it's fantastic. Wow. Look
Thank
at the
you.
light in the eyes.
I was telling you earlier, it's by far my best dog, and that's not because I'm good at painting dogs. It's because the lesson was really, really good.
Oh, I'm so pleased you enjoyed it. As you know, pets are one of my absolute favorites. So, honestly,
your pets are awesome.
You've done an amazing job on that. The eyes are absolutely captivating, and I love how you've got the that warm and cool, the cool blue side on the shadow side. That looks absolutely
Thank you.
fabulous. Well,
I appreciate that. Thank you. Now, I think I should get one extra bonus point because I did it with landscape colors and landscape brushes. I so wanted your brushes while I was painting.
Even better, amazing. Well, you've got a lot of texture in that fur.
I took some scissors and I was clipping my brushes and just trying to make stuff work.
It looks absolutely amazing.
It's not quite as good as yours, but I'm super pleased. I'm so thankful it came out as good as it did because there was more than one time I was like, there's no way. It was so sketchy. Like the nose, when you go back and you watch my video of the nose, oh man, I struggled with the nose.
Oh, I'm looking forward to seeing the whole process of that developing. I'm really excited to watch that video. Okay, so are you ready for mine?
Thank you. Okay, your turn. I want to see it.
Here we go. Ta-da!
Oh, that is awesome. Absolutely awesome.
I thought the lesson...
The details are great.
The lesson was incredible.
Wow. You know what I like? I like the atmosphere and the sun coming through. It's very pretty. Very pretty. I love it.
The colors, they were so much fun to do. Obviously, I really, really enjoyed painting this one. Much bigger than my larger paintings. I don't normally work
what size is that?
large. This is a 16 by 20. I normally work real tiny. So
nice.
It's a little something like that. So you can see.
Yeah.
This is way bigger than what I'm used to working on.
That's awesome.
Absolutely loved the sky. Loved doing the sky. This part here, oh yeah, I had trouble.
Did I give you trouble? No kidding. I'm looking forward to looking at the video. That'll be interesting.
It did give how you got the lights and darks on. I really struggled. I think I must have had the paint on far too thick, and I was struggling.
Oh, maybe so. That would do it.
Your trick with the shop towels, just I shall be borrowing that a lot.
Good. I hope you do.
So all in all,
it really does help.
It was a really, the colours were just so nice painting all these beautiful sunset colours. Really enjoyed it. And the lesson was excellent. You did this in 3 hours. This one took me all day, 6 or 7 hours, because I was at it all day.
Nice. So that's awesome.
Literally double what you did with yours. So well done.
Hey, that's all right. It's part of learning. I think you spent less, what you spent on your dog, probably about 3 hours, and I probably spent 12.
It just shows you though, doesn't it? Did you pause the video? Did you do a bit, pause it, do a bit, pause it? That's how I kind of
I did a bit and paused it. Now, toward the end, halfway through the video, you know what I did? Was I just started jumping through it and then just kind of matching where you put the color, I put the color. And I stopped watching every brushstroke just because it was taking me so long. But I think watching every brushstroke helped in the beginning, especially.
Yeah. What I did, the trick with yours is I actually watched it on speed. That sounds bad, but I watched it sped up the day before, so I knew where I was going with it. So then when I was able to
Smart.
play the video,
Yeah.
and do a bit, and a bit like you, I was able to catch up at certain points, even though I was letting the video just play. But
Right.
it was a really, really enjoyable experiment as well. So it's really kind of reignited my wet into wet passion. I've not done them for quite a while, so
Awesome.
quite enjoyed them.
That's great to hear.
Yes, so all in all, Kevin, I think that was a very good experiment. I think I would say we both we drew on that one. Do you reckon? Do you think Fred and Hope and Nikki will agree?
Yeah. I'm going to keep those dog painting skills because I've got somebody who wants me to do another dog, so I may end up doing another one here.
Yeah, perfect. That's what they're there for, isn't it? It's all about developing and learning. So, well, I have really enjoyed this with you, Kevin. It's been so much fun.
It was really, really good. I really enjoyed it. It was fun. Thanks for doing it with me. And thank you to Hope and the rest of them for getting us together.
Yes, we can blame them later.
That's right. Oh, I was blaming them halfway through the painting, let me tell you.
Yeah, me too. Okay, that was so much fun. Thank you very, very much, Kevin, and I shall see you again soon.
All right, sounds good. We'll talk later.
Okay, bye-bye.
Well, I really do hope you've enjoyed this video. If you'd like to see how Kevin tackles the pet portrait challenge, do head on over to his YouTube channel and I will leave a link to that in the description box below. A huge thank you to Kevin for joining me in this fun challenge. I really do appreciate your involvement and I have thoroughly enjoyed every moment. So that's it from me. Thanks for watching and I'll see you again in the next video.